Hey guys, and welcome to Smite. Now, a slightly different Smite episode. It's actually going to be about the new update, which is 3.14, and the birth of Terra, and a little bit of change of controls, but I shouldn't worry about that. Left one's to move, but it no longer changes your camera angle. So now we can have separate, bit more like most other games, to be honest. So it's a bit of an improvement, I guess, which... yeah, I could say it's quite nice. I mean, she still turns with you, or your character does. You can't look at the front of them or anything like that, but hey, something a bit different. Should make killing people maybe a little easier.
Yeah, maybe.
Anyway, let's get right into it. So, she's a Guardian. Starting off, a Guardian that seems to be able to do a little bit of damage. Now, we've only had a quick mess with her, but we'll go through her abilities and then we'll go into gameplay. So, her passive is...
Terra's abilities create standing stones. As long as any standing stones are on the battleground, Terra becomes knock-up immune, and her basic attacks will slow enemies. If Terra shatters her stones, this buff will remain active for 3 seconds afterwards.
Right, so you're not really going to see it yet, but we'll show it off in a moment. Now, the standing stones seem to benefit quite a couple of things. So I'll tell you what, we'll go through that as we go through the abilities. So our first one is a dash, 35 range, which doesn't mean a lot to me, but I know how far it goes roughly. Similar to Nemesis's. Nemesis. Yeah. Terra gains momentum, causing her to charge forward and deal damage to enemies she passes through. Now this is something to remember. It's not like Medusa's dash, which is actually, I think it's got a slightly longer range, but you stop at the first character you hit and deal damage. This is different. You go through. So if all your, say you're on arena and 5 enemy gods line up perfectly, like they do in AI for practice, you can go straight through them all and damage them all for, I think it does 233 damage. So I checked a moment ago on one of the Odins. So obviously, depending on what you build, I've built the core items that Smite suggests you have, and the damage ones, which I was kind of surprised by a little bit. But I'd rather give us a real idea of the damage she's going to do, rather than just build a Loki build, because it's just not going to happen. Well, obviously you can't, because she's magical. But, for example, I want it to be realistic of what she's actually going to do. Anyway, back to it. Terra may charge through her own standing stone to shatter them. If she does, she can charge one more time, and now I think that is going to be a real good escape plan. You know, like how Nemesis has her double. 1 doesn't really get you out of danger zone, but 2 gets you quite nicely in a safe zone. Well, ish, depending on who's on the enemy team.
Yeah.
So this could be really clever, because what you can do really simply, so I'll just show it off a little bit here. So I've got what would be my A, which we'll go through in a sec. So I'm going to dash into that, and then you can see, you can dash again. Now, that seems very set up, I know, but if you're quick enough, why not use that as an escape route? Put your standing stones in front of you. You can either use your stun, which, like I say, we'll go into detail in a minute, who will stun whoever's in it, or you can use it, if you're not sure you'll be able to get them in it, use it as another dash. So it's quite a good getaway. Anyway, moving on. So then we've got her A.
Terra raises up 2 standing stones, which is what you've just seen Grant dash.
Yep, sorry.
Slowing enemies in between by 20% as long as both of the stones stand. Terra may activate this ability to slam the stones together, damaging and stunning enemies in between for 1.5 seconds. These stones can be shattered into a cone of shrapnel with force of nature, damaging enemies in the area. I wonder how long it is before Hi-Rez nerfs her. She seems too pro.
She does, doesn't she? Especially, oh, I messed it up. Come on, Ra. Come on, walk in it. So as you can see, look at the damage. Now for a Guardian, it does pretty good damage. And as you can see, she really isn't taking any. She really can keep dealing. So as we can see, the A, which I'm going to use again, I'm going to try and tempt him out. Come on, stop healing yourself. Come on. Okay, fine, sit there. See?
It's just amazing.
It is pretty amazing. And the thing is to remember, guys, you know how some stuns, at Neath, for example, yes, it is quite a bit harder to hit, but whichever gods it goes through, it stuns them all. It is the same in this case. If you manage to get all 5 enemy gods in it, fair play.
Oh, damn.
So, I mean, it could end up in a quadra kill.
Yeah, that would be
something to note is that I think this can be really insane if used right. Anyway, moving on to her B. So, it is a ground target. It's called Monolith. Radius is 30, so I will actually put it down in a moment. Terra summons a standing stone monolith, surging with natural energy. The monolith heals nearby allied gods every 0.5 seconds, so...
pretty good.
I tell you what we'll do is we'll go and meet Ra, and we'll see if we can see how much it does. Healing it does 49 every 0.5
pretty
seconds.
good.
That is pretty insane.
Yeah.
She is. And how long does it last? Because look.
Quite a while. 10 seconds.
10 seconds. 50. That can heal 500.
Ooh,
No, it can't. If it's there for 10 seconds and it heals 50, right? And it gets that's 20 times. No. No. It can't. That's.
Much.
I think, if my maths is right, which I believe it is, it heals 1,000 health. Because it heals 50 with my build, obviously. 50 every 0.5 seconds, so it'd be 100 every second, and it's 10 seconds. It can heal 1,000 health, so that'll easily get someone out of a Thanatos threshold.
That's gonna get nerfed.
It's gonna get nerfed 100% because she's not a healer. She's not supposed to be a healer. She's supposed to be a guardian. Anyway, let's move on to our
Tara's Blessing. Tara channels her strength into the entire world, buffing all of her
Well played.
buffing all of her allies for 10 seconds. While active, Terra and her allies gain increased movement speed, reduction of mana cost for abilities, increased cooldown reduction.
Mana cost reduction, 100% reduced mana costs. Her abilities, everyone's abilities cost nothing. What even?
What?
Hi-Rez, what is this? Honestly, what are you doing to us? 30% movement speed. It's pretty bullshit.
Shh, stop. Also, if Terra or any allied gods
Gets a kill.
are take damage 4 times during the duration, they
Good
will
spelling,
be
Hi-Rez.
healed. Each god has his or her own hit count.
Oh my.
Damn.
Now, as you can see, the heal there is 500 base, so whatever you build on top of that, I've got an extra 80. But cooldown reduction 40%, that's pretty insane. They put those sort of things in game mode, so imagine if you Hebo, right, and use the build I used in one of our arena matches.
Damn.
He could do 1,000 damage with that every 2 or 3 seconds.
Yeah, and then
with that
reduce
cooldown
that
reduction,
by-
it would be more like every 2 seconds ish. That's insane. If your team does not get a quadra kill during that, they're never going to get one. That's ridiculous. No mana costs. So if you have no mana, you don't need mana anymore.
Who
You don't need
needs
mana. You
mana?
got Terra. Honestly, that's
Show how big it is.
just ridiculous. Look at that. Look, just watch me just mess up Ra. Just one show off before we go online. Look, I don't care. Heal. You can't hurt me. You can't hurt me. Admittedly, beating the crap out of Ra does take a little bit of time.
Yeah.
But you know,
Guardian
why not?
life, you know, just have some.
There you go. Look, and she's dead.
And it's
Oh,
done.
he. Whoops.
And we will see you in online.
We shall.